I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Village of Evergreen Villa Park Board on July 10th at 7:30. Clerk Konecki, please call the roll.
Trustee Aiello?
Here.
Trustee Kazone?
Here.
Trustee Case?
Here.
Trustee Tucker? Trustee Wagner?
Here.
Trustee Salella?
Here.
President Bolfus.
Here. Let's rise for the pledge, and please remain standing afterwards for a short prayer. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Trustee Wagner, lead us in a prayer, please.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that might affect the residents, staff, businesses, surrounding communities, and all those that enter the village of Villa Park. And continue to remind us that all we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Okay. The next item on the agenda, is there any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4. Consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a contract with Globe Construction for the 2017 concrete flat program in the amount not to exceed $49,484. Manager Keenan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Staff proposes the replacement of substandard sidewalk at various locations throughout the village as part of the 2017 concrete flatwork program. And folks, this is also known as the 50-50 sidewalk program. Globe Construction was awarded a contract for the 2016 concrete flatwork program based on a competitive joint bidding process that also included bids for 2017 and 2018. Staff recommends approving a contract with Globe Construction for the 2017 concrete flatwork program in an amount not to exceed $49,484 based on Globe's bid for 2017. There is $50,000 budgeted for the sidewalk program in account 65-502-10-299 in the Capital Projects Fund for fiscal year 2017-2018. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any comments on this item from the public? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call to move this to the formal.
Trustee Kazone?
Yes.
Trustee Case?
Yes.
Trustee Wagner?
Yes.
Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Trustee Salella?
Yes.
Trustee Aiello?
Yes.
President Bolfus.
Yes. Item number 5, consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the purchase of 4 overhead garage doors for installation at Fire Station 81 in the amount of $49,588. Manager Keenan.
Thank you, Your Honor. The overhead garage doors located at Fire Station 81 were installed when the building was built in 1976. Over the past 10 years, repair costs have exceeded $27,000. Bid proposals were received from 3 garage door companies, and the lowest qualified bid was received from Allied Door, Inc. of Addison, Illinois. Staff is recommending that the bid for the replacement of 4 overhead garage doors at Station 81 be awarded to Allied Door, Inc. in the amount of $49,588. Funds have been allocated for this purchase in fiscal year 2017-2018 in the budget from account number 67-502-02-401. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any members of the public like to comment on this item? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the board? Trustee Kazone.
I just got one question. There's 3 bids, and it seems like the bids were extremely wide spaced. Is there any reason for that, or any idea why they were so far apart?
That's a very good question. I noticed that too. Right now, Allied is our vendor that helps us when the doors are damaged. And what we could do is ask Fire Chief Ron Rakaze to come up and kind of give us some background on these doors and why the bids are so different.
Do my best.
All right, as far as I know, I think the bid was $49,000 from Allied. I think the next one was like $80,000, perhaps. Now, Allied wanted this bid because they do a lot of our maintenance. They're local. The other guys were far away, maybe travel distance. I don't know why it was that much of a difference, but it was pretty wide range. But it's the same identical door. All I can think of is maybe the distance, perhaps. Yeah.
I was just curious on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Trustee Wagner?
Yes, will these be insulated and with double pane glass?
Yes.
They will, okay, that's all I had.
Trustee Tucker?
I have a question to ask you. According to the specs, you said that it was letting too much draft in for the window of the doors, but you're requesting 2 of the doors being fully windowed.
They're not, no, they'll be, I don't know, like 11-inch window by 4-inch. They'll be insulated around the window. It will not be a full pane window.
It's not a full pane
No.
window.
No, it won't be the
Because
entire.
From the description, it sounded like it was a full pane window. on
Yeah,
two
well, we
sides, so
talked
that
about
light-
that, but we decided against it. We wanted the insulated around it with the double pane for insulation purposes.
And they fixed the northeast side of that door that came off from the wall? Is
Yeah.
that gonna be a problem?
Well, that
putting a
was
new
fixed
door-
by Allied, so that has a new lift on it, new motor. That's all been repaired by
And
Allied.
the side has been fixed too on the side
Yes.
of it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, it's all been repaired. Anybody else?
That's my job.
Well, before I walk back again.
Anybody else? Okay. Seeing none, roll call the consensus to move this forward.
Trustee Case?
Yes.
Trustee Kazone?
Yes.
Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Trustee Salella?
Yes.
Trustee Ayello?
Yes.
Trustee Wagner?
Yes,
President Wolfus?
Yes. Item 6, consider an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issue of, I think it's $1.15 million general obligation alternate bonds, sales tax alternate revenue source, Series 2017B of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, for the purpose of financing certain public infrastructure projects, including but not limited to stormwater drainage, improvements in connections with the Jackson Pond Improvement Project, and a portion of the Michigan Ave Improvement Project from Madison to Jackson Street within the village. Prescribing the details of said bonds, providing for imposition of the tax sufficient to pay the same, and for the collection, segregation, and application of certain village revenues to pay said bonds. Manager Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. This matter has been discussed on a number of previous occasions. This ordinance will be the final required board action on the first tranche of stormwater alternate revenue bonds to be used for the Jackson Pond and related projects. Pricing for the bonds occurred today, Monday, July 10th, and based on market conditions. If the market provides, and it did, a fair and favorable rate as expected, we will ask the village board to approve a version of tonight's attached ordinance that will be populated with price and bond information, and it has been. Spear Financial, our financial advisor, will be able to advise if the rates and structure are in the village's best interest. The bonds are expected to close in about 3 weeks, so folks, right around the first week of August, we'll be closing on the bonds based upon what transpired today. And Your Honor, we do have Finance Director Wachtel in the audience along with representatives from our council.
Okay. Maybe Finance Director Kevin could come up and tell us what the interest rates is, the length on these bonds, and, you know, some details on it.
Sure. Today we did held pricing for both of the bonds that we're going to be talking about tonight. And the stormwater bonds that we're talking about right now are issued for a term of about 5 years, total of 5 years, and the overall true interest cost is 2.06%. So it's a really good rate. And again, this is a shorter term than the library bonds we're going to talk about in a minute. So we were very pleased with the results. It's exactly on target of what we expected with the markets. We held a number of conference calls with our bond team last week and today to assess market conditions, and everyone was very pleased with the results and how things came through.
Any comments from the public on this item? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, consensus to move this forward.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes?
trustee Salella,
Yes.
trustee Ayello,
Yes.
trustee Kazone,
Yes.
trustee Tucker,
Yes.
trustee Case.
Yes.
President Volfus.
Yes. Item number 7, consider an ordinance providing for the issuance of 3.35, no, that's not it, $5 million, that's the interest rate, $5 million general obligation library bonds, Series 2017C, for the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, the proceeds of which will be used for remodeling, improving, and building in addition to the existing Villa Park Library building, furnishings, equipment, acquiring library materials, and storage facilities, therefore, and paying expenses incidental thereto, and providing for the levy and the collection of a direct annual tax for the payment for the principal of and the interest on said bonds. Manager Keener.
Thank you, Your Honor. This matter has also been discussed on a number of previous occasions. This ordinance will be the final required board action on the first tranche of library general obligation bonds to be used for the referendum-approved library addition and improvement project. Pricing for the bonds occurred today, Monday, July 10th. The market conditions were very favorable, so this evening we'll ask the village board to approve a version of our ordinance that we have plugged in the prices with the interest. So that document has been populated with the bond information. And then Spear Financial, along with the rest of our council, has guided us through the bond process and advised that the sale is in our best interest. And the bonds are expected to close in about 3 weeks, so that's probably about the first week of August. Thank you, Your Honor.
Our finance director has filled us in on the particulars on this one.
Yes, this is the first tranche of 2, so we're issuing $5 million now, and next year we'll issue the remaining $5.6 million. That was what was approved in the referendum earlier this year. The interest rate was about 3.35%. Again, it's a little bit higher, but this goes out 20 years, so it's a longer term, and there's more bonds at the end that are at a little bit of higher rate. 3.35% is a fantastic rate. We're very pleased with that, and I know that our bond team was very aggressive with the pricing, and I think we were very successful and very pleased with the end results.
Okay. Any members of the public like to make a comment on this? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the board? Trustee Case.
This will not exceed 10.6, right?
That's correct. The authorization, the referendum authorization is $10.6 million of par value of bonds. So this first one is $5 million. The next one will be $5.6 million par value of the bonds.
Anyone else? Trustee Tucker?
Is this locked in at this? I've noticed it's going from 3 and then to 4% on a thing. Is this a lock-in type deal, or?
This is the rate. This is the overall rate that we're going to pay. So what happens is the longer bonds, they have a coupon rate of about 4%, and so investors buy those bonds that will mature in 15 or 20 years, and that's typically with the coupon rate of 4%. And so they're guaranteed to get 4% throughout each and every year until those bonds mature. And that's why there's a bond premiums and discounts and things like that that go into factor the pricing now. And they are guaranteed to get that money as investors, and we are required to pay that 4% on those bonds each and every year until they mature.
Is there a reason it starts at 3 and then goes to 4?
That's what market conditions demand at this point.
It's the demand of how it's set up, because you said the point was 3, what is it, 3 point whatever you were having?
3.35%. So that's a calculation based on the time, the length of the bonds, the coupon, the yield on the bonds. That's a calculated figure because some of the later bonds are valued, have a different value of bonds that the par amount is different for each and every year. And that's in order to calculate or estimate or have a level debt service payment each and every year throughout the bond. So the first few years, we're paying more interest and less principal on the bonds. And as time goes on, we pay about the same amount every year, and the principal amount grows so that each year what we're paying overall is about the same.
Anyone else? Seeing none, the consensus to move this forward, please.
Trustee Salella,
Yes.
trustee Kazone,
Yes.
Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Trustee Case?
Yes.
Trustee Ayello?
Yes.
Trustee Wagner?
Yes.
President Volpus?
Yes. With that, we'll move to the formal agenda. And the first item on the formal agenda is any public comments on any agenda items. That'd be items 1 through 5. Does anyone from the public have any comment on an agenda item? Seeing none, we'll move on to the any amendments to the agenda. Any board members have any amendments? Seeing none,
You should fill in the dollar amounts. Under F would be 1.150, and under G, 5 million.
thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. I'll just read the first 3 items. That would be items number A through G. Everything else besides these first 3 we've already discussed. Want me to point out the...
Just mention the number, that would be easier.
Okay. The item number A is the bill listing for the week of June 26th and July 3rd, 2017, for a total amount of $2,062,890.39. B is minutes from the village COW meeting on June 26, 2017. C is the minutes from the village formal board meeting on June 26, 2017. Now down on to number F, we have to fill in the blank there. This is the ordinance authorizing and providing for the issuing of the 1.15 million general obligation bonds for the stormwater and like improvements. And number G is the fill in the blank there for the ordinance providing for the issuance of $5 million general obligations for the library bonds. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Mr. President, I'd like to make that
Trustee
motion.
Zone first. Trustee Wagner?
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any questions? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Ayello?
Yes.
Trustee Case?
Yes.
Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Trustee Kazone?
Yes.
Trustee Wagner?
Yes.
Trustee Salela?
Yes.
President Volpus?
Yes. Item number 4, first and final reading of an ordinance for the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, granting a variation to allow the construction of a new single-family structure in required side yard setback at 147 West Belden Avenue. Petitioner is seeking consideration of a variance requesting to construct a new single-family structure at 147 West Belden Avenue, approximately 3 feet into the required side yard, it's a corner yard lot setback. At the public hearing on June 15, 2017, no one spoke in opposition to the request, and the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the request. Do I have a motion for the first and final reading? Trustee Sayala? Do I have a second?
I'll second that
Trustee
motion.
Wagner? Do you have any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Kazone?
Yes.
Trustee Case?
Yes.
Trustee Wagner?
Yes.
Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Trustee Salela?
Yes.
Trustee Ayello?
Yes.
President Volpus?
Yes. Item number 5, first and final reading of an ordinance for the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, granting a variation to allow a second garage on the same zoning lot for property located at 206 South Wisconsin Avenue. Edmund McLaughlin is the petitioner. Petitioner is seeking consideration for a variance request to allow a detached garage on the same zoning lot that will have an attached garage at 206 South Wisconsin. The subject property includes an unbuildable parcel with no public frontage that was platted long before incorporation into the village. At the public hearing on June 15, 2017, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended approval. Do I have a motion for the first and final reading? Trustee Wagner?
I'll like to make that motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Trustee Case, seconds. Any questions or comments? Trustee Kazone?
Yeah, I've got a couple questions. Do we know exactly where the single-family home is going on this parcel? I would imagine we do.
Our Community Development Director, Patrick Grill.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Is it going on the larger lot, like similar to the house to the north?
Yes. The longer, narrower portion of this zoning lot is where the single-family home will be built.
Okay, similar to that north?
Correct.
That's over there, okay. And then the garage is pretty large for holding equipment. Does the owner plan on parking automobiles in there at any time?
I believe he does intend on potentially using it as a place to park some vehicles, yes.
Okay. And then in his letter, he said he wants to put in 3 times the stormwater retention. Is that going to go west of the new garage?
It will go, no, actually, he is anticipating designing it east of the garage and south of the garage.
Okay. Okay. That's all my questions. Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else have a question or comment? I know there was some discussion at the planning and zoning, some residents were there about the flooding, and he's more than willing to help accommodate them too. So it was very nice of him to do that. So he's got a good sized piece of property there.
Yeah, so real nice.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Kazone?
Yes.
Trustee Tucker?
Yes.
Trustee Salella?
Yes.
Trustee Ayello?
Yes.
Trustee Case?
Yes.
Trustee Wagner?
Yes.
President Bolfus?
Yes. Item number 6, any public comments on non-agenda items? If there's any comments anyone from the public would like to make, now is your time. So, okay, seeing none, we'll move to the village clerk's report.
No report tonight.
Okay, thank you. Trustees report, we'll start with Trustee Stiala.
Yes, first most, I'd like to thank the Islamic community for their 3-day weekend fest that they had for EID. It was a community event. It was pleasant to attend. They did a great job entertaining the folks that did show up with carnival rides, petting zoo, food, and Saturday night's fireworks. And I'd also like to thank the police and fire department for their participation in protecting all the spectators that attended. Good job. That's all.
Thank you. Trustee Kazone?
Just one thing, I'll take over for Bob in this point. BFW is having their annual or their weekly fish fries on Friday, and instead of tactical tacos, it's now burgers on Thursday. So they got outdoor grilling and all their good food out there. So help the VFW out, and that's it.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Nick. Trustee Case?
Nothing tonight.
Trustee Lowell?
I'll pass, thank you.
Trustee Tucker?
I just want to remind all the people of Villa Park that the concerts have started on the parade path on Wednesday night for Kiwanis, so come join us. I know last week it rained a little, but a lot of us enjoyed the concert, even so, with the drizzling going on. The other thing is tomorrow we are having a meeting for the Park and Rec. No? It was canceled? Oh, that's why I didn't get a notice. Okay, never mind. We still need a commissioner, though. We still are looking for some commissioners for the Park and Rec Board. So send in an application. We need you to come join us. We definitely need some more bodies to help us continue on moving forward on our master plan with the Parks and Rec. So that is it.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Wagner?
Thank you, President Bolfus. Just want to let members of the public know that the Traffic and Safety Commission is meeting tomorrow here at Village Hall at 8 p.m. And a couple things that are coming up I wanted to bring to the attention of the public. The Christian Church of Villa Park is sponsoring again this year Love Your Neighbor Day, which is going to be Saturday, September 23rd, and they're looking for volunteers. And I know that other churches in Villa Park and outside of Villa Park are helping with this. And this is a thing where this is an event where they help seniors primarily, people who maybe have economic issues, and they're doing yard work, they're doing painting, they're doing other cleanups, for those folks. So I know they've come to the Senior Commission, and so just encourage folks to go. If you'd like to be a volunteer, you can go to their website. And unfortunately, I don't have that on hand with me, but Also want to let folks know, on that same day at the VFW, they'll be sponsoring a Welcome Home Veterans event. It's from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It'll be in the parking lot by the VFW, and lots of services available for veterans. There'll be folks there from the VA and other things to help our veterans. So this is another yearly event that they're sponsoring. And lastly, I got my edition of the IML magazine and was just reading through this, and I just thought this was for me at least, this was a great reminder of things. This edition is for newly elected municipal officials, but there were just some things in here, some articles that were really excellent. I hope the new trustees get this. There was just a couple here that just really stood out to me. Elected officials are a team, that's a paragraph. Another one that was kind of hit home with me, praise in public, criticize in private. So those are just, this is excellent articles in here and good reminders for me at least, maybe how you should comport yourself when you're a village board member. So that's all I had.
Even if you're not a village board
There you
member,
go.
you know, so. President's report, I'll take a pass, and we'll move on to the manager's report.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just have one item this evening. As I think most everyone is aware, the state of Illinois finally passed a budget. And it was, the budget package included 3 bills. The first was an appropriation bill, SB 6. The second was a revenue bill, SB 9. And the third was a budget implementation bill, SB 42. And the IML, the Illinois Municipal League, put out a 2-page summary of the effects of this 3 bill package, not only for the state, but the pass-through funds for the villages and cities and its effects on the cities and villages. So look forward to seeing this on our village website under the Finance Department button. I think it's very important for everyone to kind of go through. The state's anticipating to spend approximately $36.5 billion in fiscal year 2018. The proposed expenditure level was $2.5 billion less than spent in 2017. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out during this fiscal year. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We have attorney's report?
No report tonight, thank you.
With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a
Mr. President, I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Trustee Kazan, do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Trustee Wagner, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned.